Today I'm making the one quilt pattern I know will always look beautiful. It doesn't matter which fabrics you use or your skill level because this pattern just works every time. Plus, it's incredibly quick to sew. Let me show you. Time for some quilt recycling. I decided to reuse a piece from an old project, but apparently past me clearly loved seams too much because now I have to unpick them all. Once the dirty work is done, these leftover charm packs are going to steal the show. And we are making a happy block quilt. I'm pretty sure I've seen it being called other names, but I just love this name because to me, all quilts should be happy. But I also want some drama. Feels like a nice balance, so I don't want just cheerful bubblegum colors either. I want a little bit of everything. Because that's life, I guess, a balance between light and dark that makes everything a little bit more exciting. We could easily do this with a complete charm pack bundle and a jelly roll. If you happen to have one of each from the same collection, I can tell you right now, this is the perfect pattern for them. You will get a stunning quilt in no time. And this really is a simple pattern to make. All you do is you take a block and you frame it all around and that's it. And you can do that two ways. Either sew opposites first, like top and bottom, and then sides, or you can do it in a sequence, clockwise or counterclockwise, which is my favorite way to do it. Then we press and trim. And this is what we get. A very cute, a very easy, a very colorful, happy block. Love it already. We have 15 more blocks to make, so let's get to it. Now, there's a danger when you work with repurposed fabrics because the edges may be frayed or the fabric may be a little bit wonky, but that's totally expected. That's why I end up trimming my blocks to 8.5 inches instead of leaving them as is, because I want to straighten my block and remove those weak edges. Now, about the way I pair my fabrics, I'm just looking for maximum contrast, that's it. I kind of want to feel overwhelmed when I look at the finished piece from all the colors and the patterns, like an immediate rush of joy. No sashing, no white, no reprieve, just full-on color and happiness. And that's why it made total sense to me to pick warm colors and cool colors for both the strips and the center squares. That way, I pair a cool with a warm every single time. You'll also notice I'm using colors I don't usually use that aren't necessarily very happy, like black or the dreaded brown. I swear, one of these days I am going to have to make a brown quilt to get over this pet peeve I have about brown fabric. I really do not like it. Having said that, this one is actually pretty nice. But anyway, the black and gray and dark colors are for the drama aspect I was telling you about earlier. And as you can see, this is a pretty straightforward pattern. You just keep adding on those strips until we get a nice big block. You don't need to do any math for this really. You can make these larger or smaller. The strips can be wider or narrower. As long as you've got enough fabric to cover the center square, you will get a perfect block. Now, because I'm using leftover fabric, I have one of each. Easy enough to combine. However, if you decide to use the charm pack with the jelly roll I mentioned earlier, odds are you will get pairs of the same fabric. My advice is to keep the exact same pairing every time, okay? Don't try to combine a charm pack square with another jelly roll because when you go to do the puzzle, it will be that much more difficult to make sure that the two same fabrics do not touch. It's an extra step of keeping them apart that you don't really need. If the same charm pack square is paired with the same jelly roll strip though, you just have those two to worry about. And yes, a jelly roll strip will cover multiple charm pack squares, so you can use leftover jelly roll strips and odds are you will still have leftovers after that unless you use more than one charm pack bundle. Now, as far as sewing goes, I always like to sew with the strip on top because to me, it's the bit that tends to stray away from the path towards the sewing machine. However, it also means you never really know when the 5-inch square ends because you're not seeing it. So, if you prefer, just place the square on top of the strip, still right sides together, and you will know exactly where to stop. And we are almost there. We just need to press all our blocks nice and flat before trimming them to 8.5 inches. And this is what we get. 16 cute, one-of-a-kind happy blocks ready to go. How perfect are these? And as usual, it's time to puzzle. We want a 4x4 quilt top and we want to combine the warm frames with the cool frames. I should make kind of a checkered pattern, but not really because the center of the blocks match the frames of the surrounding blocks. So I am hoping everything will merge perfectly and no block will stand out from the other. Even the sewing is simple for this pattern. We only have to nest seams when we're joining the rows together. Before that, we're just sewing pairs. And yes, I will probably end up switching a couple of pairs. What can I say? As far as I'm concerned, the only final puzzle is when it's already sewn. I'm liking what I see so far and I cannot wait to see how it will look once it's done. The more I do these kinds of projects, the more convinced I get that the fabrics, or at the very least the colors, really do make the pattern. I have done this pattern a couple of times now, and depending on the colors I use, it's like I get a totally different quilt. It's kind of magical when you think about it. Okay, I am ready to press. And this is it, our happy block quilt, our burst of color quilt that hopefully puts a big smile on your face. I know I'm smiling. I had so much fun with this one. I hope you love it. Happy quilting, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.